When I think about the experiences that the ones you've shared with me, I'm sure there are many more. But can I truly help and empathize with a person living in a rural community who is kind of gender neutral, certainly gay, left out?
I don't know why that makes me laugh a little.
Well, I mean, maybe it's because you're gay. You're
It
happy.
is. Yeah.
When I say the word, it's a happy word.
It is a happy word.
Who better to pour into the heart of that young person? Me or you? And in some ways, people would argue, well, we both can. But I can from an objective outside view. You can from an empathetic inside view. And I think both views are important. And sometimes we don't know the value of our trouble until it's time for us to be able to support someone else who's going through the same thing.
Right.
And when I think about the death of my parents, I talk about the death of my dad in the book, not so much the death of my mother. But before I had that experience, I don't know that I understood how important Mother's Day is. Actually far more important, that very first Mother's Day after you've lost a mom, than being at the funeral when everybody's there. Yeah. But that's not something I would have known or understood. Somebody could have told me, I probably would have forgotten. And I think the more that we all open up to be more authentic about those pain points in our lives, that it allows space and opens it up for everybody. And shame and guilt are keeping us from our shared humanity. And I know that's kind of a foo-foo theoretical way to talk about this, but that at the heart of it is what we're dealing with inside organizations every day. I am dehumanizing. I am trying to separate. I am trying to take a logical, reasonable, objective view of everything as if people are not at the end of these data points.
And I like it. You're taking the feeling away. Not the feeling of it, but you're taking the, I want to find, there's an idea and a thought I have here, but you're taking in my mind, the discomfort feeling away. It's like we all have it. But there's a parallel between Nicole's story and Clint's story that provides a way that, like, hey, here's how we can do it together.
The sum of us.
Yeah.
That's a book I'm reading right now.
And so means a lot. And I would tell all my listeners and anybody that I have following this, just this is not only your story. It provides a mindfulness base application to just how you can navigate through those anxieties and those awarenesses when we come full circle to facing our trauma and our fears.
Yeah,
you have a way to navigate through it. Yeah,
those unthinkable moments. I actually even say in the beginning of the book that I don't think I'm interesting enough to write like a biography. That is not what this is. This is, I have been through some pretty unthinkable situations. Here's how I navigated. These were some things that I have in my toolbox. You might want to add a few of them to your toolbox. There are other thought partners, other leaders, other philosophers you might already believe in and buy into, but there's some decent ideas here that I don't think you don't have to learn them by living them. You can maybe adopt a few of them before you have to go through the experience. So I've been very pleased. It's the people are buying more of that than they are things I've studied to the doctoral level, which is fascinating because in some ways, if this feels like my opinion,
Yeah. And I want to get into your research and I want to get into what you're teaching people because I'm going to want to breathe in. We're going to think a little deeper.